Hi, welcome to the channel. If I look rough, it's because it's just after 6:30 in the morning, where I like to start my day in the kitchen, reading the news and seeing what's going on. Hey up, got the coffee, because we all know Scruffy likes a coffee. I'm about to analyse the markets. So, live trade today, roll the intro, and I'll see you on the other side. Hi, welcome to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Langers and I am the Scruffy Trader. And today I'm going to show you some live trades. I've been analysing markets this morning. I'll be heading off to the office shortly with little Joanne and I'll terrorise her in there. But I'm basically looking at the euro today, and for every market says it's going up, I'm going to short it because I think it's a bit overstretched, and my general feeling is it's going to correct itself today. So that's my play. And the first one, I'll be looking at the euro versus the pound, and I'm also looking at the euro dollar. And in the side wings, which is following on from last night, is oil, because oil has been, let's just say it's been testing over the last few days. Any stop loss could be hit, and it's been a very unpredictable market. But I do have a long play on it, which has been running since Thursday, and it's starting to close out. The first part's closed out last night, and I'm expecting the second ones to pretty much come in sometime this morning. But I'm going to be a little bit cautious with them because all the pundits say it's going to plunge right down. They said that last week and it rocketed up. So I'm going to be very cautious and I'm just going to let them play out. I'm not going to tinker with them at all. So I'll get on the screens when the trades are starting to set up and we'll watch these things live. 16th of March. And I'll try and get this video up today. All right, I'll see you when I get to the office because I'm going to finish my coffee, finish the news, and terrorise Winky. Coming together now on the euro. This is going to be my last trade of the day because I have done pretty well, as you can see. 2797. So I can live with that for a day. Anyway, let's pop some orders in, and we're going to watch these play out throughout the day. So I'm looking at 90.70. Okay, guys. So what I'm doing is the same as always. 5 orders. It's my target broken up into 4 with 1 runner. And we're going to let that run through. Now I'm just going to quickly put the orders into place. That's it. Oh, they've just triggered. Okay. So we're in and we're running straight away. Nice and simple. And as you can see, it's down on a push, which is what I like. And we hopefully are going to be in and out of this relatively quickly because the pressures are pretty strong today. These markets over the last few days have been incredible. And I've been watching investing.com and one thing and another. And you'll notice that a lot of my trades don't have indicators on. And the reason being at the moment, they're useless. Simply because the markets are so erratic. They're not really telling you anything because they're swinging from one way to the other. So my trades are mainly based on pure price action. There's one out straight away, nice and quick. So that has quickly just grabbed. Bear with me, I'll just move my little bobblehead over a little bit so you can see it. There you go, 43 quid in not very long, less than a minute. So go with that. And here we go. I'm looking for another couple of strong pushes, because as soon as the second one goes out, we pull it down into break even. If we get stopped out, so what? It's risk free, being paid. Live with that. If you do hear noise in the background, I do apologise. As you know, I recently moved onto a new estate. Personally, I wouldn't recommend it. This is the third new house that I've had in around 12 years. So I feel like I've lived on a building site for a long time, and they're horrible. I really do. I don't recommend them at all. I would buy an older house, which is probably the next plan. The next house we get will be our retirement house, and that one will not be on a new estate. I'll guarantee you that. Anyway, this is ticking along quite nicely. The analysis behind it all was relatively simple. Just looking at the high time frames, it looked like it was massively pushing up, which it was, but it was also coming into major monthly support zones, and the price has just been in a continual line. It has to correct itself, and that's what I was basically bidding on. I was bidding on it coming back, relieving a bit of the pressure before it starts moving on its journey again. And that was it. It's just a case of jumping in and out of the market and hopefully make some money in the process. I can kill this right now and I've done a day's work. Hopefully we'll see it in just a second. It's tinkering, it's having a little think, but it's not quite. Tail, no, I think it's going to do it. It's going to push 936. So I think this area here is quite possible. Slight push below this tail, take out this order. I'll be very happy. But this is where trading becomes really annoying. And why do I say it's annoying? Because look how close that got to that target point. Just a fraction of ticks away from it, and it turned around, went the other way. That is the most annoying thing in the world. And I guess that's where the myths of, oh, the broker's working against me, I've been stop loss hunted, it's just market doing what the market does. And if you're that unlucky, but looking at this, scrunch that down a touch so we can see some of the players, what I'm looking at. You can see a major push up. It bounced off there, it's come down, and it doesn't know what it wants to do. Right? It's not really breaking up to the upside, but it's not really breaking down to the downside either. But the reason why I took it short is because when I look at this area here, these downward pushes seem to be a lot stronger than the upward ones. There's not a lot in it, but they just seem to be stronger. See there, whoosh, little push up, didn't quite do it, bang, came back down. Tried to go up, big candle, bang, down it came. Tried to go up, bigger candles, bang, down it came. Tried to go up, bigger candles, bang, down it came. And it's done that right the way through this section. And that's my key indicator as to why I wanted to go short. So what I did was I simply looked for an area where I thought was a strong possibility the push would continue. And I didn't want to take it up here, which normally you would think, well, yeah, that's where you go. There's your support and resistance area. It's going to bounce off that and it's going to come away. Yes, but it could also bounce off it and go that way very quickly and leave me in limbo. I wanted to see some action that told me it was going down. And what that was, I wanted 2 solid closes once I'd made my decision. And I made my decision earlier on this afternoon. I saw that this one didn't tell me anything, because as you can see, neither side won. Then wallop, that gave me my first indicator. Second one, pushing down, long tail to the top, short tail to the bottom, and the body to the bottom of the candle. Thought, okay, game on. I put my orders in at the base of the tail of here, just to give it some wriggle room. In it pushed, down it's come. And that's it. See, when I talk to people, and to be honest, I've started coming off all of the forums, because they'll ask me all the time, how do I do it? And I say, well, it's just simple. Just read the chart, read what's in front of you. And you'll be surprised how many times you're right. If you overcomplicate these charts, you get analysis paralysis. You can overanalyze what you're doing, and it's just madness. Let's be honest. At the end of the day, the markets will only go 3 ways. They're either going up, they're going down, or they're going sideways. If they're going solid up, you want some form of strategy to continue that trend, and equally the same if it's going down. So you can essentially use one strategy for both if you're doing it simple like what I do. And it's madness. And then when you've got a sideways market, you have another strategy. And as long as you can read the chart that's in front of you, you'll be all right. You know. And if you're swinging for the fences all the time, because I hear this all the time, oh, your risk reward needs to be 1 to 3 and all of this. Yeah, I agree with you. But you're talking about a perfect world, and we don't live in a perfect world. You know, trading is hard. And the conditions we're working in at the moment, in theory, you would think it's as easy as P. Because, everything's crashing down, everything's crashing down. Yeah, but if one's crashing down, one's going up. Simple as that. You know, there has to be a loser for every winner. So the markets are not as easy to predict as you think they are. And if you get caught on the wrong side of it in these conditions, they're going to hurt you. So that's the idea of being able to read a chart. Here we are, we're coming into the next section, and hopefully that's going to bounce out. And today has been relatively easy, because I see the clowns on the land of make-believe, and they've taken 20, 30 trades in a day, apparently, and they're making all this fortune. You can't sustain 20, 30 winners in a day. And the market won't give you that. So I'm not rightly sure how they're doing it. You know, because I trade the same markets they do, and I'll get 1, 2 trades a day if I'm lucky. You know, and that's even though I'm scanning through the markets. I essentially trade 3 currencies, okay, which is JPY, British pound, and the US dollar. And whatever pair I'm trading, one of those will be in it. There you go. There's another one just dropped off. We're at break even now. Can't lose. There's just super duper. So what happens is the way that I trade. As soon as I've got into a good position and I've got money banked, pull the other orders into break even. They can't lose. As you can see, there's the orders there. And if I get an extra couple of quid out of it, I get an extra couple of quid out of it. And a lot of the time, it does turn around and knock me out the equation. And I was quizzed about this last week, funny enough. And they said, you're pulling it too early. I said, but why am I pulling it too early? And they said, because you're not letting it have its potential. I said, but it's already done what it had to do. I'm in this to be paid. And I know I say it all the time, but I am. I'm in it to be paid. and I don't want the market to take money back off me. So if it's paid me, I pull my orders into break-even situation. I'm happy. No stress. Don't get me wrong. This is the most stressful job you will ever have. And living with Winky is the most stressful woman you'll ever live with, because she is a lunatic. But no, she's not. She's my best friend. And she doesn't pay a lot of attention to what I do, because her idea of risk tolerance is completely different to mine. So she doesn't want to know. You know, she takes an interest from time to time, but she likes it when it's good and it's buoyant. But from a mental capacity, when it goes bad, I shield it from that, because it is horrible, and it's an awful thing to look at. The stress level is massive, and well, I rephrase that. If you're losing 30 quid, you're not bothered. You lose 3 grand, that hurts, you know. And if you don't control what you're doing, and you have £3,000 at stake, and you do that on a number of occasions, that £3,000 can quickly become 10. Then you have a problem. So trading ain't for the faint-hearted. But anyway, rambling a bit there. Bit of a rant with Scruffy, because I've been on some rants recently. Look at me. It's been entertaining. There we go. That one's out. Happy days. And we are slamming down nicely into the next target point. So we'll just let this run down and see what happens. 3:05 on the 16th of March. We'll try and get this uploaded today, because I think one of the reasons I get a lot of flack is because I kind of call out a lot of the other YouTube videos for uploading trades that are 2 or 3 years old. I saw one the other day and I pulled up on it, because the tagline said 100% strategy, and I hate that. I absolutely hate it, because that is just lying through your back teeth. You know, there isn't 100% strategy. It doesn't exist. And the chart that the lad pulled up was 18 months old, and he was trying to say it was taken that week, but he forgot when you move your mouse around, it shows the date here, and the date came up and it was from months ago, and it was about 18 months old. So bit naughty. Anyway, so I do get a bit of flack off these. Never mind, I'm not bothered. You've seen the size of me. I'm thick-skinned, literally, you know. I mean, Christ almighty. They're out rolling the roads out there, as you can hear, the laying tarmac. I could roll over it and flatten it for them, the size of me. But as Winky keeps calling me, I'm just the big bear. Scruffy bear. Well, she actually used to call me Scruffy Pup when we first met, because I was only little then. Because she can't cook, I seem to spend a lot of time in sort of restaurants and takeaways. So there you go. If you follow me on Facebook, you'll find that out. I'm in McDonald's most days having my breakfast. What, 40 seconds left of the last of this 5-minute candle. It looked like it was going to turn and go up and knock me out the equation, which is why I took half the position off. And then within the last seconds or so, it's decided to plunge. And that's why you can't be 100% sure of the markets, and why somebody can say to you, I have a 100% system, and you know they're wrong. Because I haven't got a 100% system. Got a good strike rate. It is pretty good, you know. It's on a good week, it's 80 to 85. And I'm happy with that. I mean, I did a week about 2-3 weeks ago, clean sheet, 100% across the board. Didn't have a losing day, didn't have a losing trade. Everything was amazing. Week before, I got absolutely lacerated. You know, it was almost all the gods had stacked against me. You know, I'm pretty sure they had a queue outside my front door. And if I looked out, the 4 horses of the apocalypse were there as well. Because I thought, Jesus, this can't be right. I can't be that stupid. But it's what the markets do. They will humble you as quick as they will make you a king. And you need to respect. Anyway, I need to go and fill up the coffee cup. Go search out the love of my life. Because Monday, we start in the office on a Monday morning. Always do. Go in, tidy up after the weekend, answer emails, that sort of thing. And then I have Monday afternoon off in here. Then we go terrorise Grandad, or more to the point, he terrorises us. God, he's aging adolescent, that old fella. Him. But he does make me laugh every day. 86-year-old he is, and he is as mad as a box of frogs, and he couldn't care less. He really couldn't. I'll fill my coffee up, and I'll come back to it in a minute. Okay, guys, I'm going to close this out simply because I think the market's about to reverse, and I've done what I need to do for today. And that was that, guys. One solid day. Wonderful day. Clean sheet across the board. £3,372 banked. Live with that. That'll give you a good life. And that's what all of this is about. It's about having a good life. Because your life is for living. And I touch on things like this in my blog. Because I find it very therapeutic. And it's easy found. Scruffytrader.com. And I'll touch on things in my life. Because when I tell you all these little stories and various things in the rants, they're all part of my life and what I've experienced right the way through it. And I've had highs and lows that would cripple most people. In fact, I was nearly crippled myself. I don't know whether you can see it, but I've got a cracking scar in my throat because I broke my neck a long time ago, and I was wrote off. Said I'm completely knacked. You know, I couldn't move this hand. I still have problems with it. And in fact, I'll show you. Because bugger me, that hurt. And I still came out of it the other side because I still believe there's a better tomorrow. When my business collapsed and I literally lost every bean I owned, I still thought there was a better tomorrow. Don't get me wrong. There was one guy gave me some help because I literally was on the edge at that point. And I don't care what he does. I'll look after him the rest of his life, you know, and I'll love him forever. You know, not as much as I love Winky, because Winky is my life. And you might see that in these videos. And I watch a lot of other YouTube videos. And they always come across as robotic. And it's almost like a sales funnel all the way down. It's not true to life. And that's what I want these videos to be. You know, they're just a catalogue of my life. And it just so happens I trade for a living. You know, I fell into it by accident and found that I loved it. And here I am after God knows how long. And everything I do is for Winky. Because if Winky's happy and my kids are happy, I'm happy. And if you can be happy in your job, there isn't anything better. So I'm going to leave it there. I'll try and get some more live trades on. And remember, guys, do what you love and the money will follow. I'll see you on the next one.